Hello, it's Scott Manley here with episode 24 of Xenonauts, and we are continuing to defend the Earth against the alien incursion, and to do so we are expanding our network of bases. In Australia, we expand the base to include 3 hangars, so at least we'll be able to deploy a squadron of fighters out of there. We'll still be able to send reinforcements over from China if necessary. And yeah, we have a living quarters and a science lab getting built out in China as well. And of course, all this construction is eating into my budget very quickly. And my strategic advisor has the Strike Cruiser here. The Strike Cruiser is a large ground attack vessel. Though clearly a derivative of the standard cruiser UFO, it fulfills one role more akin to that of the bomber. Despite its vast size, we believe the Strike Cruiser is still a single-seat craft. The pilot interred somewhere in the forward area of the saucer. All non-essential systems have been stripped away and replaced with extra firepower, the biggest addition being the 2 enormous railguns mounted on the front of the craft. A lattice of heat sinks connects each one to the wings of the craft, which themselves contain powerful long-range scanners. These coil guns appear to be designed to attack static targets from great range and possess very little threat to our aircraft, making the Strike Cruiser a weak combatant. Each projectile is highly explosive and capable of leveling a building in a single hit. Given that the saucer section of each craft can carry at least 30 of them, it is imperative that these UFOs are shot down before they can inflict too much damage on our funding nations. Yeah, really the biggest threat that is to my aircraft is simply the fact that it needs so much ammunition to shoot it down. And we've produced a Marauder. Excellent. We'll be able to test this at some point. Ooh, look at this. All red and, forward swept wings and all that. Despite the fact that it's really just using brute force to slice through the air. So to expand I think we're going to build another one of these here. We're continuing to work out in the Caribbean. 134 man days is going to take a while. Living quarters is being built out in China, but I can't really do much. I can't hire the scientists for it, but I should hire a bunch of troops. I like to put at least 5 in here that are going to cost me, 10,000, megabucks or whatever per month. It's amazing how much these troops cost compared to the aircraft and other expensive things. Ollie Person, Clara Perlova, Charles Barker, Jan Ruzicka, Ollie Person. Yeah, that's a pretty good setup. We'll have to train them somewhere now. Construction of the nanotech workshop has been completed in the Caribbean, which means now I should be able to hire some more troops and more engineers, which means they can build and break things twice as fast. There's 30 of them, and there's going to be 5 soldiers. That maxes out my living space. And what else is going on? In North Africa, we're still building Predator assault armor, which is a toy I'm desperate to try out in the battlefield as soon as possible. I'm sure one of my machine gunners will put it to good use, wading through... Oh! Dr. Snidely, what do you have for me now? The alien battle rifle is an alien weapon around 40 inches long and 5 kilograms in weight. Don't I love mixing my units? It can project deadly bolts of plasma over great distances with incredible accuracy, is capable of burst fire, and has excellent armor mitigation. Be very careful of enemies carrying this weapon. Not only do they have access to the most fearsome weaponry in the extraterrestrials' arsenal, they will also represent the elite of the alien forces, much as I represent the elite of human brain power. The battle rifle is the finest example of a plasma weapon we are likely to encounter. The engineering is extremely impressive. There is little to differentiate the workings of the battle rifle from other alien weapons beyond the quality of production. Virtually every component shows dozens of incremental improvements. For example, every electromagnet in the weapon has a hardened alloy core that has undergone complete electron rearrangement, allowing them to generate a charge twice as powerful as normal. It would probably take take us years to replicate just one of these weapons. We would do well to clone the design, but we could also do better still. Although we have witnessed firsthand how devastating plasma technology can be, it still suffers from inherent limitations. Studying every example of alien weapons may give us enough knowledge we need to develop a new category of weapon that surpasses them entirely. Well, very well, Dr. Snidely, you can get back to work now. What should we look at, though? We could hit the Harridans with extra damage. The Buzzard jumpsuit might help us deal with some of those rooftop snipers. We could research some of those weapons. Or, you know what, I think this dropship will help us, right? Because we'll be able to drop the crew in via drop pods. It'll put 2 more soldiers on the ground. More firepower. That is probably a good idea. Although, now I think about it, he did say that we need to research the other weapons. So perhaps, which one shall I do? Plasma cannon, assault plasma, heavy plasma, or precision plasma? I'm not sure which one. Let's just go for the assault plasma. Okay, yeah, we'll research that in the hopes that we will begin to unlock the secrets of plasma weapons. Okay, it's the 12th of March and UFOs are coming back. We have a large cruiser UFO performing research with civilians on board, so let's dispatch Marauder Team 1 to deal with it. Let's see what these things can do. And through the magic of editing, we can jump straight to the encounter. Here we go, we're going to engage it. Coming up from behind, Marauder 1 and 2, clearly the faster of the aircraft here. Missiles are armed, and since these have the same plasma torpedoes as the Foxtrots, that's all we should need. So I'm not even sure why I'm showing this, because this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Brilliant! Okay, Marauder 1 and 2 test successful. So yeah, this wave continues. I shoot down a number of targets and send out our first strike team to a target that's crashed in the Soviet Union, I guess. And there you catch a glimpse of Mika Novak there heading out. He's from Poland, of course, carrying his trusty shield. And while the regular team is shooting aliens over one side of the map, the Scimitar instead finds itself shooting scenery to manage to try to get through the map. A lot of the maps do seem to have this extra scenery that makes it hard for the vehicles to move. But nevertheless, there is something deeply satisfying about running over the scenery and then, of course, shooting a civilian at close range with an automatic weapon. There's Renata Marlova letting loose with her scatter laser. She will, of course, be first in line to pick up the Predator armor when the time comes. And with the Scimitar making slow progress over the other side of the map, it's decided to initiate breaching of the UFO before it gets there with its big gun to provide fire support. And then this happens. You know, I really should have waited to breach because my crew are all over the place. Oh, wow, that must have hurt. That really hurt. I'm not sure whether that was Mika or Mia or that other one, Dana. Oh, man. Oh, no! Somebody died! Somebody died. But there's Dana. There's Dana. I think that was Mika. No! Mika from Poland, you were gonna teach us all about Polish sausage or something. You guys always had the best vodka. Well, the only sentence that is appropriate is death by machine gun. Sophia, do your stuff. Yes, it's always hard losing troops. Mika Novak, a name which I mispronounced repeatedly. It seems the more likely I am to mispronounce somebody's name, the more likely it is that they will be found dead at some point. By the time the Scimitar gets through, there's pretty much nothing left for it to shoot. It's down to the ground crew to finish things off. Ah, there we go. Mika Novak, we will miss you and your shield and your laser pistol. And your replacement probably won't bring vodka that's nearly as good. If it's any consolation, we did manage to save all the local civilians and local forces. The flight back always seems a little more empty after you've lost someone. Oh yay! We have Predator Assault Armor. I know what I'm going to do with that as soon as I get those engineers working on something else. So assault armor works well if you pair it up with a scatter laser. Now I have a Shrike in flight, but you know what? I think I can bring this guy back to base and kit out the team with Predator armor, or at least the one team member who deserves it. Renata Marauder from the Soviet Union in this case. How does your new fashion fit you, eh? I hear this thing will make you super strong, so yeah, let's load you up with everything we can fit. You're just going to be my mule as well. As Dr. Snidely explained, the hands on these are not nimble enough to use half of this stuff, but she can carry it and drop it for her teammates. So now we set off for... Oh, Dr. Snidely, you're back with another toy. The alien assault plasma is a two-handed infantry weapon, roughly 28 inches in length and 5 kilograms in weight. Though it employs different method of operation, it acts much like a shotgun. In effect, it spits multiple pellets of deadly plasma at the target. These pellets are, of course, nothing of the sort. Each is an individual bolt of plasma from one of the weapon's 3 entirely separate barrels. The device employs a particularly large generator array which allows all 3 of the barrels to simultaneously discharge a bolt of plasma that is almost as powerful as the bolt fired by the alien plasma rifle. This makes the weapon highly dangerous at short range. If all 3 shots strike the same target, it is unlikely to survive the experience. Thankfully, this weapon is inaccurate, has mediocre armor penetration at a very limited range. It does not appear to utilize the standard graviton emitter seen on other alien weapons at all. Tackle enemies wielding this weapon at a distance. It relies on proximity rather than precision. So, yeah, time for the assault boat. I thought that would have unlocked some plasma weapons or something. I'm kind of disappointed. Maybe I need to know about anti-gravity to know about the graviton generator. I don't know, but people will probably make comments that I won't be able to act on for, weeks, simply because I recorded this an eternity ago. Anyway, time for some field testing of the Predator. At least we'll field test that once we've made sure that the targets are in the position. Nobody there, nobody there. And there's a lot of running around. And we see androns. Well, we kind of knew they were here. Sending Sophia in that direction, Luna down here. We've got a lot of heavy weapons on this mission. That's really the mode we're going for. So the more people I can train with heavy weapons, the better. So now we've located a target, we send Renata in her powered armor over past that target. Nothing, not enough time units to fire at just yet. The scimitar won't be able to get around that corner and fire. But, oh, that andron is really laying into that wall. I never did like that wall. I'm guessing that since the andron doesn't use cover, he has no qualms about shooting it. Oh, what a brilliant test for the suit. First shot, first kill. Renata Marauder in her Predator armor, doing the business. I mean, one of the really big upsides of this is that it means that she has more time units to spare to like reload and things like that. So she can walk a lot further before she actually needs to fire. Okay, 2 more of those over this way. We'll need to move up some support, although perhaps they will be obliterated by the time that any support gets there. Who knows? Mia Bakken tries the pistol, yes, and only gets 1 hit in. But just wait, if she gets close, she's going to be brutally efficient with her weapon. And laser shotgun, Willie Morgan, yes. See Mia and Willie working as a team. I think they've got some sort of affair going on, I think they're close to each other because they like getting close to the hostiles and then shooting them in the head. I mean, what more does a couple need in common than a shared love of, well, closeness and killing? Although, once again, yeah, androns, not technically alive, are they? But that's 1 down with the electroshock, and the second one is down by the scatter laser. Renata gets 2nd kill this mission. Things are looking pretty well. Although you'll notice the suit isn't nearly as good at looking as other systems because it only has a 45-degree view cone. Meanwhile, Team 2 is heading around the other side of the map with the tank, of course, in support. Luna Keir doesn't have one of those fancy automatic lasers, but she does have a good old-fashioned fully automatic machine gun, which she will no doubt put to great use. And we have a Harridan out this way. Okay, Arthur Martin, bring your best shot. I said bring your best shot. What the heck? Okay, we're moving Carol Wilson up, and there's another Andron over there. I tell you what, there's a lot of hostiles on the ground right now, although they are dropping very quickly. Willie has enough time units to squeeze off a shot, but yeah, it's not that accurate at this range, so he runs around behind cover. Oh, wow, yes, that thing has a big heavy weapon that could probably do some serious damage. Ow, ow, ow. And the Harridan shooting me as well. Okay, well, let's try some of those grenades on the Harridan. I figure the suit's electronics are pretty susceptible to these, but no, apparently not. No, we're just going to have to shoot him the old-fashioned way. Renata can't be bothered walking all over there, and so decides to shoot through the hedge instead. Carol Wilson, another nice shot there, staying under cover though. And Willie Morgan, shooting from a distance, missing too. Ah, finally, second shot gets off and Harridan goes down. So we know there's a hostile here, we just need to sight him, and there he is. Okay, Luna, come around that corner. Oh, you still did not kill that. That's unfortunate. Well, let's bring up the big guns on wheels, because that's what these things really are. They're armoured guns on wheels. That's all that really matters. Meanwhile, these things just keep coming. This one just came around the corner and decided to shoot. Oh, wow, and somebody shot me from halfway across the map. No doubt another Harridan, because that's the kind of... that's their tactic, is shooting you from halfway across the map. So let's try from here. Shotgun, and is down. Unfortunately, Willie Morgan has only one spare laser battery. Ah, there we go. There's a Harridan. So if I run over here, should at least be able to get into cover and heal myself just a little. I'm sure these injured wish they were testing out this Predator armor, because clearly it's a lot tougher than anything they already have at this time. Willie Morgan reloading his laser carbine, which isn't really a carbine so much that it is a scatter laser. I don't know who came up with these names. They don't know very much about guns, do they? A carbine is usually a reference to a short version of like an automatic rifle. Generally, the advantage is that because it's shorter, it's easier to maneuver in smaller spaces, but the downside is shorter barrel means lower muzzle velocity. And I guess that Predator armor isn't quite as tough as we expected. Never mind, 'tis but a scratch. The B team is going to head around this way and deal with that Harridan that's sitting on the other side of this fence. There's nothing we can really do without shooting down. But the tank can just get to about there and deliver lasers in abundance. At that range, there's not much that can repel the firepower of a scimitar tank, thankfully. Rest of the team is going to make a quick search around this side of the map to make sure there's no hostiles in location. Renata dropping off a laser battery for Willie Morgan to use just in case. Keep one in reserve, but she's been damaged, so Arthur Martin is the one who's going to play field medic to make sure that she stays in one piece. The armor's fine, but apparently the lasers are somehow penetrating it, which is not good if you've got armor that lets bullets through. I'm not really sure if it qualifies as armor. It looks like the scimitar is going to have to shoot its way through a wall to get on the scene. This is one way in which the scatter laser version of the scimitar is much more, or the default version is much better, because it basically lets you blow big holes with a single shot rather than having to spend 3 or 4 shots tearing down a wall piece by piece. Anyway, we quickly move up our team to initiate UFO breaching. We're ready to go through the wings first, and Renata is going to move right up close to the door just in case any hostiles appear there. And should extra support be required in the wings, she'll be close enough to be able to run in and deliver death in spades. Okay, Mia, do your laser at close range. Oh no, you lost your shield. Okay, Arthur, you do the laser. Brilliant. You know, I think Arthur might like Mia as well. He's obviously trying to copy Willie's moves to demonstrate his commitment to the mission. Well, there we go. The wall is down and the scimitar can begin to move into position. Except that I've moved that through and foolishly managed to block off the entrance. And there's nobody in the main room but Willie Morgan. Oh, Willie Morgan. Come on, Willie. Uh-oh, okay, that's still alive. Carol? Yes, thank you. That whole running up and shotgunning them at close range doesn't seem quite as reliable as it once was. I'm wondering if there's a non-explosive version of the plasma rifle, because I see a lot of exploding. Oh, wow, there's an alien there. Not good. And Renata is down to 2 hit points. That was not a good move. Okay. So we open the door, and she's able to deliver the lasers in revenge. But we're going to need somebody to come up and deal with her injuries. Man, that thing only took 2 hits. I don't know if I like this. I want my money back. It's very nice that she can carry a machine gun and move very quickly, but it only survived 2 hits, and I had to do first aid between them. That doesn't seem that much better than what we had, to be honest. You know, I do think that when Snidely talked about wading through molten lava, he might have been exaggerating just a little bit. He might have lost his objectivity, perhaps, when he was describing the technological marvel that was the Predator armor, which he designed. In fact, when this whole alien invasion thing is over, I might take some modicum of pleasure in making Snidely walk through a bath of molten lava in his prized Predator armor. I'm sure he would be a little more cautious if it was him that was wearing the armor. Anyway, speaking of caution, I was teleporting my people up and down until I accidentally forgot and left one of them upstairs. At which point, pretty much Mia had to do her thing. She lost her shield. But Luna Kier comes along with a machine gun, doing things medieval style with lead and metal and... Oh, hey! Petra Winkler finds a target right there. And Sophia... Uh-oh, Sophia... oh dear, this is not good. I gotta figure out how to take this thing down. And there's another hostile here. Oh, great. Let's just send the people in one at a time. Arthur, you go there and shoot automated lasers. Excellent. Okay, now you can't get anywhere near that. And Carol can run around here and get a single shot. Oh god, this thing is still alive. Okay, let's be extreme here. Suppressed everyone and killed the alien. Better to be shot by someone you know rather than the alien you don't know. Anyway, we have now captured the bridge and just pretty much have to wait out the hostiles, make sure they don't come around, and then we will have won. So yeah, it was a lucrative mission, but that Predator armor was not nearly as impressive as we were led to believe. All the same, it is a good idea to invest in it. Unfortunately, Renata will be wounded for 15 days and we'll have to find her some replacements. Well, of course, we'll see that in future episodes. Until then, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.